turn setbacks into coming forward. Instead of going backwards, now we're looking forward and seeing what the possibilities are to make that happen. And the reality is that whatever it is we think is what manifests and happens to us in life out there, what we would describe as reality. But reality is beginning something within ourselves, and we don't always recognize this. There's a very simple expression that I'd like to share, and that is, whatever is our awareness, so is our attitude. According to that is our vision. According to that is our behavior, our actions. And according to that is the culture we create around ourselves. And according to that is the world we create. And all this makes a lot of sense, I'm sure, but I'll explain it again a bit further. But I want to share the Hindi words for all of this. Smriti, vritti, drishti, kriti, sanskriti, srishti. So a straight line connection between what's going on inside. And so whatever it is that's in my awareness, whatever is dominant in my consciousness and in my thinking and feeling, that's the awareness. That is going to be my attitude to the world and to people and every incident and event. And that is going to then determine the quality of my vision. How do I see you? How do I see maybe myself? How is it that I relate to you? And every other incident and event that goes on in the world. And my behavior will then be a response that is in line with this. Maybe behavior that is generous and kind, maybe seeing an enemy and so attack and retaliate and stubbornness. But my behavior will be determined by my awareness, my attitude, my vision, and my actions. And that is the culture that I create around myself. Is it a culture of nonviolence? Do no harm to anyone, ahimsa? Is it a culture in which I'm attacking or I'm defensive and I'm not actually looking at the reality, but it's just my inner reactions that have created this, but my actions are now no longer created inside of me and just determined by me and related only to me. My actions, of course, have an impact on the world outside and the people I'm with. And so if there's a culture of unkindness started by one, but it permeates and it impacts many, many others also. Equally, a culture of nonviolence, do no harm. And that also becomes the culture of a family, a unit, an organization, a country. And then that becomes my world. Firstly, my little world, but then further, the world in which I live. And so when I see situations that appear to be a setback, can I remember this little connection? The connection of my awareness. Whatever are my thoughts and feelings are going to determine my attitude. And so can I pause there for just a moment? And if I see that my attitude isn't quite right with an individual, can I just take a step back? It's not a setback, but the situation is making me take a step back. And as I step back, I look at my thoughts and my feelings, and I ask myself, but what is all that about? Why are there such thoughts coming? Can I transform them? Can I make them into noble, powerful, elevated, pure, clean thoughts? Is there any possibility of that? Yes, there is, very definitely. You know the story about the glass being half empty. But maybe it's not half empty. Maybe it's half full. There's still a lot there that I can partake. And so I don't need to feel deprived. I don't need to feel angry or upset. But whatever is the way in which I see it, the attitude that I hold, is then going to determine my response. So my world depends on the way in which I think about it, the way in which I hold the feeling and awareness of it, and things will then follow in sequence. And once it's got to the point where it's attitude, then it takes a lot of thinking through to reverse that whole process. But if I can very quickly feel what's going on inside of me, and that awareness is something that you can catch quite quickly. My feelings are something that I can tap into. Very simple. I was feeling okay 5 minutes ago. Well, how come I'm not feeling so good about something right now? And so to catch my feelings and to take it a step further back and see what are the thoughts that have created these feelings. And then, yes, I'm on track to be able to change a setback into a step forward. What are the sort of setbacks that we experience today? It feels as if we're surrounded by these zillions of things that are going on at the moment. I open the newspaper and it's good news? Probably not. Bad news? Yes. Every headline speaks of a crisis, an emergency, a trauma, a disaster. These are the words most frequently used in today's headlines. We very rarely see the headlines, God's grace. This is a miracle. And a miracle is something that logically I could not imagine happening, but yet it's happened. And so then I call it a miracle. So it's not hocus pocus, but it's just as something that was beyond my capacity to acknowledge has now actually manifested. And there could be many different factors that made it happen, but basically this is how it works. So I can change the quality of my thoughts and my feelings. I need to understand what's going on in the world inside myself, behind the eyes, behind the forehead. And I come to the understanding that on the path of spirituality, which is what can help me consistently change setbacks into step forwards, I have to use the power of spirit, my own spirit, my own inner spiritual capacity. It's not a power that's out there somewhere. Yes, I do believe in God, and I do believe that it's possible to draw that power, spiritual power, from the source, from the divine. The source is the source of the power of love, the power of peace, the power of purity, all the good things that we all wish to have in our lives. Well, there's one-stop shop, and that is the divine. And just connecting with the divine, I'm able to draw whatever it is I need within myself. And so I do see that Every setback has a silver lining, and it offers the opportunity of stepping forward and not just making a comeback. I don't come back to the same place. I've actually moved forward to another place, and a place that is much better, much happier, and more meaningful. So let's have a few moments of silence and let's explore this idea of the goodness within. Sitting quietly, I allow myself to become quiet inside, not just the physical body quiet, but my mind settled and quiet. And as the speed of my thoughts slows down, I see myself in the center of the forehead, shining, radiating light. I am the light. I am a being of peace. I am the light that illuminates. I am a being of peace. And as I become quiet and still, I can feel the gentle, loving presence of the Source, the Divine, the Supreme Being of Light.